Our next speaker, Roblox, has millions of users that create and play in the Metaverse. Please welcome Charles Zaffrey, Senior Site Reliability Manager with Roblox, and joining Charles is Pure's Chief Architect, Rob Lee. Welcome, Charles and Rob. But first, a little bit more about Roblox. Let's roll the video.
The Metaverse, a collective virtual world where people come to create, play, work, and socialize. It's a place of limitless exploration of the imagination, where anything you dream can be built and shared. Roblox provides a platform making it possible for a global community of developers and players to converge for a shared experience beyond the physical world. Data is the common thread. It powers the metaverse and propels Roblox users to new creative realms. Pure Storage helps maintain the reliability and performance the Roblox platform demands to keep the metaverse spinning. When your mission is bringing the world together through play, controlling your technology's destiny is the wisest move you can make.
Wow, such a cool video and company. Thanks so much for joining us here today, Charles. It's really great to have you.
Thanks, Rob. It's really great to be here.
So after seeing that video and all the news and buzz around Roblox this year, I just got to ask, what's it like working at the hottest gaming company around?
It's fantastic. The Roblox platform is incredible. To work so closely with one of the most dynamic and engaging communities on the planet while supporting all their creativity, nothing short of amazing. All of our technology comes together to produce one of, in my opinion, the coolest metaverse experiences around.
That's fantastic. It must be truly rewarding and really just super exciting to be a part of all of that. So, it's been a blockbuster year for you guys. You're the hottest gaming platform out there. You're the leader in the metaverse. You've doubled in size in 2020. You've just coming off of a spectacular IPO, and you're continuing to grow even as we start to return to normal. And actually on a personal note, I have to share, I mentioned to my niece that we'd be having you here with us at Accelerate, and she was really excited to tell me all about how Roblox has helped her to stay in touch with her friends over this last year. So you've also become a beacon of connection and entertainment for almost 200 million people all over the world, helping really to keep us going through all of the hardships over the last year.
Yeah, it's been a really wild year. As you know, our mission is to bring the world together through play, and it's been great to be a part of delivering that in a year when people needed a place to escape and be a community.
Okay, so for those maybe less familiar with Roblox, let's just set the stage. Roblox, you aren't just a single game; you're a gaming platform, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so then that must mean you've got two customer audiences then, right? You've got the millions of game creators out there who are building the games, whether it's Murder Mystery 2 or my niece's favorite, Adopt Me, and these aren't Roblox employees, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so these are adults and kids alike, in their homes who are using their imagination, your platform, to invent and create these games. And then, you've got your other set of customers, the millions and millions of players out there who are online at any given moment playing those games, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's two very demanding customers that are quite different. The way I see it, they may have different outcomes, but their expectations for the platform are the same. It has to be fast, secure, and always available.
So that's got to be challenging, right? You've got two sets of customers. Help us understand how those demands translate to infrastructure. How have your team, you and your team been stretched and challenged to keep up with the demands on your platform?
We've been stretched and challenged in a lot of different ways. So in 2020, we did really well with reliability. And as you alluded, we brought an entire year's worth of new users on in just 1 week in 2020. So to say that we've experienced astronomical growth is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I mean, that is astronomical growth, and I guess it begs the question: how do you sustain that kind of growth with your infrastructure?
The way that we do it is by building a truly rock solid infrastructure, just something that can handle anything. And it's a big reason why having the best technology partners is always critically important.
Makes sense. So, maybe going back a few years, I first read about Roblox in an interview that your CIO, Dan Williams, did with TechCrunch. And one of the things that really stood out was, to me, was that he talked about the three main levers of infrastructure modernization as he saw them. He called out reliability, performance, and cost. What stood out to me was how closely aligned those three are to our own values here at Pure. Can you maybe share a bit about how these principles have shaped your infrastructure decisions over the years?
Yeah, so if we have an infrastructure which is always reliable and always performant and always costs an effective amount of money, we're able to provide something to our developers which is fast and available, as well as pay our developers the most money that we possibly can. Another way that we do it is by having everything reliable and performant. We're able to design an infrastructure which appears as a single global platform to all players. And one of the ways that we do this is, first, everything is bare metal. I think Roblox is really unique in this regard. Not only is it bare metal, but we have data centers and POPs all over the world. And by running containerization within everything, we're able to orchestrate containers on bare metal exactly the same as if we were a cloud. And so one of the things that's been really key to that has been how instrumental Portworx has been in all of this.
I see. So in that move from your edge POPs to the core data centers, I understand you've replatformed from Windows to Linux. You've talked about deploying containers as part of that journey to gain better flexibility, cost savings. How's that shift to containers gone? What additional benefits have you found along the way?
It's gone relatively well. We did our first service to containers, which is our games, several years ago, and ever since then we've just had an exponential explosion of containerized services within Roblox. So moving to a more microservice-based architecture, modernizing everything, having consistent deployment strategies. Not just that, but through the use of things like Portworx, we've been able to take a lot of our traditional monolithic services, which are operationally heavy, and make them a lot more trivial to run. So things like databases and very big stateful services, traditionally they've been locked to a handful of large bare metal boxes, but through our platform today, through our infrastructure, we're able to containerize all of that and make it highly available in just, like the snap of a finger. It's super easy.
So then to net it out, containers are helping you to build a faster, more agile software base, giving you access to a wider variety of open source technologies along the path, and then unlocking the flexibility to help you deploy those in on different platforms, whether it's bare metal or in different places, such as the edge or in your core data centers. Excellent. So, shifting gears, in addition to building one of the fastest growing online services out there, you mentioned before the single globally connected platform. I'm guessing that adds an additional challenge where, now that everybody's logged on at the same time, they're interacting with one another, that's got to present additional infrastructure challenges above and beyond what you'd see in other services. So, how do you design for that?
So one of the ways that we design for that is by trying to break out the most difficult to scale services into their own kind of little piece and push those out to the edge. So that way we have pieces with ways to scale them in very predictable ways that can be worked around during failures. So one of the things that our platform is really good at is making sure that players are always playing, that people who aren't just playing games but also want to have experiences, there are a lot of things on Roblox that aren't games, are always able to do that with their friends. And by building kind of a decentralized architecture, we're able to build this shared global platform so that everyone can play and enjoy as much as possible.
So that sounds great, but in an environment like that, how do you think about reliability, right? What are the implications? How do you manage for reliability at that type of scale?
Today we have a pretty small team actually for talking about how. It's just 7 individuals. We're the SRE team for the orchestrated system, and The key is kind of site reliability engineering, right? It's exactly what it says in the title. As site reliability engineers, we're responsible for large portions of the site itself. And if Roblox ever has any issues, our team is frequently paged because we live at many layers of the stack. One of the keys to our success is driving everything as code. So we drive infrastructure and configuration as code by leveraging all kinds of open source and in-house technologies. If there isn't best in breed readily available on the market, we make it ourselves. And we dog food all of our own systems in order to have reactive automation around everything.
So, I'm glad you brought up automation. This year at Accelerate, automation and the role of modern business applications is a huge theme. So, can you share a little bit about how technology partners such as Pure and Portworx help SREs like yourself to achieve that?
Yeah, Portworx helps us by making one of the most challenging topics of past, present, and likely future very easy. Rob Cameron, who is one of my coworkers, really likes to say, you have to make it so easy, you can't not do it. And that's how easy Portworx makes distributed storage. As a person who's personally ran a number of distributed storage systems in the past, nothing even comes close. It's not flawless because it's such a challenging problem space. However, all the issues that we've had up to this date have been completely manageable with our very small team.
Well, that's really inspiring to hear. So maybe for those members of our audience who might be on a similar journey to either building or enhancing their SRE capabilities or modernizing through automation, what type of advice could you give? What are maybe some of the biggest lessons learned, and where should people get started?
It's really about finding the right folks who want to help everywhere, who are great operators who know how to develop, and great developers who know how to operate. It's about getting those folks to talk to everyone and implement a lot of structure in places where there isn't a ton. So it's also about setting standards and thinking about things in abstract ways. For instance, everything can be monitored, alerted, rolled back, rolled forward. Does everything have a runbook? You can write one. Is there a standard RFC process across the organization? Is there a team of folks who are trusted system reviewers? That's something that a lot of SRE teams need to handle. And there's a lot of other things to think about as well. Like, as a distributed system, if something is slow, is that actually a problem? Can something be too fast? I'd say the biggest lessons learned are the hardest, which is that SRE is going to be totally different for every company and situation. And the second hardest lesson learned is where and when to get started. I think the where is everything you have today with your existing folks, and the when was yesterday.
All right, so bring the dev and the ops closer together,
Yeah.
Get organized, get repeatable, and get started.
Yes, while staying available and fast.
Excellent. All right, so this year at Accelerate, we're talking superheroes, we're talking breakthroughs. Who's your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero is the Hulk. You could say that we've smashed through a lot of barriers in the last year and came out the other side relatively unscathed.
So, we really appreciate you taking the time to come here and share your story with us today, Charles. Maybe one last question. For those of us in the Metaverse, where can we find you? Where are you hanging out? What's your favorite game?
My favorite game today is Bad Business.
Nice. Action game there. Well, we'll be looking over our shoulders for your avatar. All right. Well, last thing before you go, I'd also like to take this opportunity to announce this year's winner of our Cloud Champion Award. And after what we've already learned about this company, it should be no surprise. It's been really inspiring to learn more about your approach to bring the world together through play. So let's take a look.
Each day, tens of millions of players cross the Roblox portal to access games generated by over 8 million developers. It's a community bursting at the seams, especially during the pandemic, when kids flock to it to stay connected with friends. Ease of use for developers and safely storing player data hold utmost importance. Using proprietary algorithms, Roblox matches players with best game instance using its distributed compute cloud collection of worldwide servers to optimize the experience. At peak, it has hosted millions of concurrent players. Managing such high-volume traffic demands a bulletproof strategy with rock-solid storage as a top priority. The Roblox Pure Storage relationship is a perfect match. With new people constantly exploring millions of immersive 3D experiences, Roblox brilliantly carries out its mission of bringing the world together through play.
Congratulations, Roblox. We're really proud to award you the Cloud Champion Breakthrough Award. It's been an absolute pleasure to support your success, and thanks for being here with us today.
You're welcome. And I hope all of you have a fantastic couple of days here at Accelerate.
Thanks for tuning in.